Less than a week ago, Israel sent fighter jets to hit the capital of Houthi Yemen, Sana'a. They reportedly struck near the presidential palace and hit energy infrastructure like power plants. Israel said these attacks come in retaliation for the Houthi missile and drone attacks that came 2 days before the Israeli attacks. Defense Minister, creatively named Yisrael Katz, said, "Whoever raises a hand against Israel, their hand will be cut off." A reminder that 2 years on and Israel continues to struggle to take full control of the Gaza Strip, so not sure what they're trying to cut the hand of the Palestinian resistance off with. Maybe one of those plastic knives you get at, budget weddings or community hall events, the ones that come with paper plates, or perhaps the Israeli Defense Forces are using regular knives, but the hand they're trying to saw through is made of steel. In any case, I digress. Yemen, of course, is economically very weak. There's cities in, for example, America, that the cities alone have doubled, tripled the GDP of the whole of Houthi-controlled Yemen. Now, Yemen are aligned to Iran in that they too oppose Israeli actions in historic Palestine, and historically Iran has assisted and supplied Yemen with the arms that allows them to punch above their conventional economic weight in terms of their military capabilities. Houthi Yemen have for the last 2 years stated that their aggression against Israel, their disruption of Red Sea shipping, for example, which basically closed down the, I believe, Eilat port in the south, in the Naqab Desert. They call it the Negev, obviously, just Hebraize everything. Houthi Yemen continue to maintain that all of their disruption, all of their attacks are in response to the actions Israel is conducting in Gaza. Quite straightforward connection. You don't have to believe them, but Israel, if they wanted, could try their luck, I suppose, and decide to end the war in Gaza, see if Yemen keeps attacking. Obviously, geostrategically, that's unrealistic, but I'm just pointing out. For that stance that Yemen have taken, that we will continue to fight, we will continue to pressure you until Gaza is no longer in the crisis that you have engineered. For the stance they have taken, it is undeniable. The people of Yemen have paid a heavy price. But the administration of Houthi Yemen, the administration of the most impoverished and at the same time the most resolutely defiant Arab state, following the attacks on their capital, Sana'a, their statement released said this, quote, "The Israeli aggression against Yemen will not discourage us from continuing our support of Gaza, no matter the sacrifice," end quote. That's from Houthi official Mohammed al-Bukhaiti. Israel, of course, continues to agitate the countries of the Middle East. Geopolitically, my assessment continues to be what it has been for months, if you've been following me for that long. Israel, as I stated before, even that the attacks on Iran, before that, I said Israel is working hard to try and stir up open conflict with any number of their neighbors in an attempt to start a war, then pull the US in. And then with that American support, they hope they can expand their land, dismantle their enemies, and set themselves up for a stable, secure, expansionist, capable future. One where Israel has greater land under its control, Greater Israel maybe, greater strategic depth, and therefore the ability to survive as the Israeli state in its current form, even if the US packs up and leaves and therefore decides not to support Israel in the future. They need to set themselves up with something that is self-sustaining. They cannot remain an outpost reliant upon the US. So far, the enemies of the Israeli state have harassed, have attacked, but not at the intensity that Israel has needed, not at the intensity that allows Israel to justify a full-on, full-throated response. Full-throated as in, okay, anyway. The world waits with a nervously held breath for two things. One, peace in Gaza, which I forecast could be as soon as the next 2 to 3 months. And two, for Israel to reinitiate with Iran, a round two, as it were. I forecast, just my analytical assessment is this is also quite feasible. As many analysts say, it is possible that that too would start back up again in the next 3 months. For the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, I'm Mahfouz, or NewsBaba, I suppose, and I'll see you on the next one.